that he had put her head on a shelf and screamed at it for an hour, threw darts at it, and ultimately smashed her face in. He also cut her tongue out and her larynx and put them in a garbage disposal.
Talia says who you are. I'm nobody. I'm a bum. I'm a boxcar and a jug of wine. And straight racer if you get too close to me.
Do you ever feel violent?
Yes, I do.
What do you feel like doing?
Killing people.
You still feel intense?
Yes.
Describe the feeling that you get when you feel that fun.
Well, last March 11th, I was hallucinating, and I took a razor blade and I cut a man's throat.
Here in the hospital?
Here in the hospital.
Do you think your murder made you?
Yes.
That's gruesome, Joe. That's horrible.
Yes, it is.
You don't blame me if I say I hope you never get out of this place.
I hope I never do either.
Every investigator knows that most crucial piece of evidence in any crash is the story told by the wreckage. Shattered glass, twisted steel, the black box recording a sudden spike in velocity. When a vehicle leaves the asphalt, the physics of the scene leave behind a digital and structural footprint that rarely lies. But in Flagler County, Florida, a devastating collision against a roadside tree on Super Bowl Sunday seemed at first glance like a horrific late-night accident. It was the kind of scene local deputies dread rolling up on. Two young people, critically injured, trapped inside a mangled silver SUV, with emergency crews working frantically against the clock under the strobe of flashing red and blue lights. For months, the passenger, 22-year-old Daniel Waterman, lay silent in a medically induced coma. He was a young man suspended between life and death, surrounded by the sterile walls of the intensive care unit. The world assumed the silence of the night would remain absolute. They figured that whatever occurred in the cabin of that SUV would stay buried in the wreckage. But Daniel woke up. Against overwhelming medical odds, he pulled through the darkness of that coma. He couldn't speak. His body was completely broken from a severed neck and spine, leaving him entirely dependent on medical support. But with a plastic letterboard and the steady, agonizing movement of his hand, he spelled out a terrifying reality to the detectives sitting by his bedside. Welcome to the Murder Podcast Show.
Good evening, everybody. All you Murder Podcast Show fans. That's right. Welcome, welcome. We are back with the full crew. I am your host, Tim, also known as... And it did not play.
Oh, no. Bum, bum, bum. Wow, wow, wow.
Give me 1 second.
Fortunately,
I'm telling you what, man.
no.
We make our own sound effects.
There
no,
is
no horn this evening. I don't even know where it is.
There is just
I don't
too
either.
much going on, and of course the software or it wants to freeze. Ay.
See, this is how you know it's not recorded.
This is how you know that a lot of the times I hate technology, even though I don't mind it to a point, but then there's times where I hate it too as well.
Right?
All right, let's try this again. Let's hit my buttons here, folks.
Here we go.
Should be good now.
I am the architect.
Very nice.
Yes.
That's right. I am your host, Tim, also known as the Architect, and alongside of me is my co-host,
Criminology, Chris.
Yes, good evening, everybody.
Mr. Criminology Chris. And next to Criminology Chris is our director of all social media platforms.
Time to check my social media. Just you loves me on
Classroom Jackie.
I really love that so much.
Welcome in, everybody. David, hello. Unsafe, welcome in.
Welcome, guys. Hello.
Welcome. We are back as the full crew here. That's right. The trio. So we'll start off with the sponsors here. Crafty Corner by Laura. Laura makes a wide selection of handmade crochet plushies, both cute and creepy. She makes animals, pop culture, fantasy, anime, and horror. She also specializes in custom orders like the voodoo doll and the other miscellaneous items that we do have throughout the studio. You can follow her on Instagram at the.crafty.corner.by.Laura. That's right, as I always tell you, there are 3 dots in there. It's your job to figure out where the hell they go. I tell you once, that's it. You don't remember, go back and watch the episode. So, anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy the new other camera view down in the corner there. That's right. Now I'm on display. You can kind of see how I run things back here. That's great. Now I can't sit back here with a tube sock on me now anymore. So thanks for that.
Everyone knows what's going on.
Yeah. Everyone knows what's going on back here. Let's head over to Classroom Jackie for her 1 minute of murder segment.
Classroom Jackie's 1 minute of murder.
All right, guys. So we had a little bit of growth while we were gone, and this week, our Instagram, we grew by 5 followers. We are now at 40, so that's grown a couple, which is awesome.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. Our Facebook is at 164 followers.
Oh, nice. That's grown.
YouTube is at 318, guys.
Oh, it's 318 now?
It is 318. It has been jumping all day. We hit over 8,000 views for the
on
lifetime
YouTube.
of our channel.
Yeah.
You guys.
That's crazy.
It's going nuts. And our TikTok right now, we are currently at 2,070 followers.
That's
we're
awesome.
growing again.
Yeah, we're growing. Definitely. Some of the highest streaming ones, the streaming platforms are going, we're averaging anywhere between 25 and like 70 streams every 24 hours on all the streaming platforms, which is fantastic.
We couldn't do it without you guys supporting us and sharing us and getting others to listen.
Yeah, definitely. Which brings me to the next point here, as I always like to say, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. All you do is click the little subscribe button and the bell, and what that will do is that will notify you for every time that we're going to go live here on YouTube, which is every Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Other than that, I think let me bring up for the show. Tonight we are covering another devastating crash case.
It's very similar to it, but there are some decent differences in it. It is crazy.
Yeah, it's similar, like Jackie was just saying, in ways to the Crash Netflix documentary. I don't like to use her name, so that's why I'm not going to say her name. M. But anyways, it's similar in some different ways, but it's also very different too. Now it's just a tragedy. It's a sad story. So other than that, we will go ahead and get underway here.
Yeah.
So to understand the tragedy of what happened on that highway, you have to understand who is sitting in that passenger seat. You have to understand what was stripped away from this family. Daniel Waterman was just 22 years old.
In his local community, he wasn't known as a victim or a case number. He was known as a standout athlete. Daniel was a young man who poured his boundless energy into basketball and football, commanding the court and the field with easy confidence of youth. He had the natural grace, that magnetic presence where teammates looked to him when the game was on the line.
And that presence translated directly to his home life. His mother and his cousins. He wasn't just a talented player, he was an anchor, described by his family as the best son anyone could ask for. Daniel was standing right on the precipice of adulthood, trying to figure out what his future looked like, working to build a foundation for himself.
But the biggest shift in Daniel's life wasn't happening on a sports field or a gym floor. It was happening behind closed doors, away from the public eye. His girlfriend, Leah, was pregnant.
Those close to Daniel recount a young man grappling, right?
Grappling.
Yeah, with the overwhelming weight of impending fatherhood. It is a vulnerable, terrifying transition for any 22-year-old, balancing the anxieties of financial readiness and emotional maturity with the deep, quiet hope of watching a child grow.
He was trying to process how to step up, how to protect this new life, and how to navigate a highly volatile relationship with the mother of his unborn child. His family would later look back on those fleeting months with profound sorrow, noting how deeply he felt the responsibility of a new life, a future he would ultimately never get to see.
It was February, Super Bowl night, a night typically reserved across the country for celebration, gatherings, food, and sports. But as the game ended and the late night hours rolled in, Daniel and it's Leah, right?
Yes.
Just a weird way of spelling it. Were in her SUV driving down a dark stretch of highway in what?
Flagler?
Yeah.
Flagler.
County, Florida. We're going to go with
Good to me.
Flagler.
Yeah.
Flagler.
Let's do it.
Outside, the night was quiet, but inside the tight cabin of the vehicle, a volatile storm was brewing. The air was thick with tension, and an argument erupted that quickly spiraled completely out of control.
Sorry, every once in a while I do have to drink water. It's good for you. Hint, love this stuff. They are not a sponsor of the show, though.
Would be cool if they would.
Yeah, reach out, Hint. According to investigative records and the details Daniel would later meticulously place together for law enforcement, the catalyst for this fight was multi-layered. You had the high emotions surrounding the pregnancy and the future of their relationship, coupled with a sudden flash of jealousy over text messages Daniel had recently received from another woman up in New York.
And it came to light that those text messages weren't of any kind of relationship with this person. It wasn't like romantically involved at all.
Oh, okay.
What was it?
So was it just a random friend or something?
No, I
or?
believe if I was right and I was reading right, it was a coworker, but they were stationed
Work-related?
somewhere else. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll double check in a minute, but I believe that was the case.
I wonder if that person feels any guilt for that, thinking
I probably would.
Imagine having that on your guilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That text caused a fight.
But yeah, you can't be responsible for everything.
Well, true, but Anyways.
As the argument intensified, the driving became increasingly erratic. The interior of the SUV transformed from a simple mode of transportation into a pressure cooker. Florida Highway Patrol records would later detail a terrifying escalation in speed and movement. The vehicle wasn't just navigating the dark roads, it was accelerating aggressively into the night. You would have had a blast with the horn tonight because I am mispronouncing everything.
The digital forensic data would later paint a horrifying picture of the speedometer climbing 70, 80, eventually spiking to an incredible speed of over 90 miles per hour. So, not too far off from the speed from the crash one.
Yeah.
100 is what she was going. You all right?
Who was going 100?
I'm talking about the crash episode.
Oh, she only hit 95.
No.
Oh,
100.
I was wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Well,
I'm
that's
trying to
it.
find those
You're fired. Get out of the show.
Just
my,
give me
look,
1 second.
I'm
Just
falling apart.
talk about something for a second.
That's why I didn't bring the horn. It's because we leave for, a week and then we come back. And
You come
even
back,
recording like
everything.
the advertisements. I mean, it's just wow.
We're recording the advertisements. You act like we're recording ads throughout the week, Don't forget to check out Callahan's Brakes, located in Sandusky, Ohio,
Oh my gosh. You guys are nuts.
Frickin'
How's
Callahan.
that go? You can get a good look at a T-bone
Oh, yeah. By
sticking
sticking
your
a head up a butcher's ass.
Butcher said a bull's ass.
What did I miss?
We're talking about Tommy Boy.
Yeah, we're talking about Tommy.
Oh my lord.
Unsafe will understand. See? Unsafe laugh. I knew she would get it
There you go.
because she loves Chris.
There's-
Mr. Chris Foley.
There's no guarantee on the box.
Yes, she likes Adam Sandler and all that same stuff, which is
Oh,
great.
good.
So we quote those movies all the
We're
time.
getting along really well.
Nothing beats Random. I'm sorry. Nothing beats the coach from Waterboy.
yeah,
Don't understand a word.
That's what I
he
wear on the weekends, actually, those overalls, no shirt.
So the SUV that she drove was a 2019 Honda Passport that was white. With that speed that she was going, the 95, it said most of the impact had been on the right front passenger side of the Honda.
Okay. All righty. Well,
I can't find what those text messages were.
well, that's fine. It's no big deal. FBI's not going to come for us. We're all good.
Sitting in the passenger seat, completely at the mercy of the driver, Daniel realized the mortal danger he was in. He knew that at 95, any mistake on a dark road is fatal. According to the case files, as the SUV briefly slowed down during the absolute peak of the dispute, Daniel made a desperate split-second choice. He tried to escape. He reached for the door handle, attempting to get out of the moving vehicle just to defuse the situation and walk away.
But the door didn't open in time. He couldn't clear the vehicle. Instead of slowing down to let him out, the driver slammed her foot onto the gas pedal, flooring the engine.
According to the statement Daniel would later leave behind, his girlfriend turned and looked directly at him at the engine as the engine roared, delivering a chilling, definitive promise. I don't care what happens, you'll get what you deserve.
Yeah, that's crazy. Seconds later, the steering wheel jerked. The SUV swerved violently off the asphalt, losing control, and hurtled directly into a tree line. The passenger side took the entire force of the impact.
When first responders arrived at the scene, they found a catastrophic site of impact. The metal of the Honda was wrapped around the trunk of the tree. The passenger side of the vehicle had absorbed the absolute brunt of the collision, collapsing the cabin inward. Oh my goodness gracious, can I have a drink of water or something?
Well, he didn't even bring. I bring a convenience store with me.
He was rushed to the regional trauma unit under an emergency alert, completely incapacitated, unable to breathe on his own, and placed into a medically induced coma just to stabilize his failing vitals.
Daniel had suffered a broken neck and a fractured back, as well as having his spinal cord severely damaged. For the first few months, the official narrative surrounding the crash was entirely straightforward. It was logged as a tragic, high-speed, late-night car accident. Leah, who also suffered severe injuries, but was conscious enough to speak, would later tell investigators she had zero recollection of the events leading up to the crash. She claimed she only remembered waking up in agonizing pain after the fact. Sounds like someone else.
Yeah, how convenient for her. But inside the intensive care unit, trapped under the glare of fluorescent lights, Daniel was fighting a silent war for survival. Week after week, month after month, his family stood vigil, praying for a sign.
Then in May, nearly 3 months after the devastating impact, Daniel opened his eyes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That's right, he did. He was awake, but he was utterly trapped inside a paralyzed body. I know this word from medical, but I don't remember it.
Tracheostomy tube.
Yeah, was in his throat, and the severe trauma to his entire upper respiratory system meant he couldn't vocalize a single sound. He couldn't scream out what happened. He couldn't whisper the driver's words. David has a question for Chris. When a person is placed in a medically induced coma, is there any change of their rights? He's hitting you with the police shit.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I couldn't. I don't know that I can answer that, David.
Give me a minute while you spiel some facts.
There's got to be a. I mean, obviously, you haven't like given a power of attorney or something like that, but those decisions have to be. I remember that. You remember that Alien Gonzalez thing years ago, or not Alien Gonzalez, or Terry Schiavo.
Yeah.
Terry Schiavo, like the person's in a coma. Like if somebody hasn't been assigned rights to that person, I don't know. I just remember so many scenarios where people had battles over people that were in comas and things like that. I have no idea who that transfers to, if it goes to your parent or something like that. It
says while your fundamental rights, like the right to life, privacy, and legal protection, do not vanish in a coma, your functional rights to make decisions change drastically. Unsafe. Usually, if they don't have a power of attorney, depending on the state, doctors do life-saving emergency care unless you have, a do not resuscitate. Right. That's how it is here.
So
okay.
Yeah, they probably do what's in their best interest based on,
Yeah.
what the doctor observes as
Gotcha.
the correct move. But,
thank you, unsafe.
But to make decisions, I kind of wonder if the doctor just takes that burden then.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like, yeah.
Yeah, news to me. I mean,
I did not know that, so you learn something new every day, so go ahead.
But his mind was entirely intact. He remembered every flash of anger, every mile per hour on that speedometer, and the exact trajectory into that tree. He remembered everything.
Seeing the sheer desperation and intelligence in his eyes, hospital staff and his family realized he was screaming through his expressions. They provided him with an essential tool, a special, simple plastic letterboard containing the alphabet.
Letter by letter, pointing with agonizing precision, fighting against physical exhaustion and failing motor controls, Daniel began to communicate with Florida Highway Patrol investigators who were called to his bedside.
Imagine the scene in that hospital room, the steady, heavy hum of medical equipment, the smell of antiseptic or septic, seasoned detectives leaning over a cheap plastic board, watching a young man's fingers move slowly from letter to letter. The room was perfectly quiet as the letters began to form words.
He spells out MYGIRLFRIEND.
And continue to spell on TRIEDTOKILLHIM.
If you don't know what that is, it says my girlfriend tried to kill him.
Yes.
He spelled out the argument over the New York text. He spelled out his frantic attempt to escape the vehicle while it was moving. And he explicitly spelled out her final words before the steering wheel was turned directly into the tree.
It was a dying declaration delivered in absolute haunting silence. He converted his remaining physical strength into testimony, transforming a traffic accident into a major criminal investigation.
Now, there's this really interesting allegation going on that Leah sent a text message from his phone that was actually supposed to come from her phone saying, "It's funny, he really got karma for being a liar and a cheater, LOL."
Really?
Yeah.
And this was
It's saying that it was sent from Daniel's phone.
okay.
But it is alleged that it was supposed to be Leah was the one who sent it, and it was supposed to be her sending it to him, and she was under the influence of something.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
yeah.
So, injuries to her, what did she have? Did she get hospitalized at all?
I think she was.
She would have had to have, I'm sure, for something. I mean, I don't think
Yeah, you can't just walk away from that, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I know his side took the blunt of the force, but
yeah,
still,
I can tell you in a sec.
that's fine. Yeah, this whole thing is really crazy, and I didn't know a whole lot about this until recently. But it's wild how this stuff's happening now with these car accidents and couples arguing and getting into these disputes, and the girlfriend's driving and then does this. I mean, this is twice, and it's just like, oh my God, because we never really heard about stuff like that back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe we didn't pay attention.
True, but a car accident was just a car crash, and it's like, I don't know. I just feel like it's starting to happen more and more, and I don't know. It's sad, but go ahead.
So those text messages that were from New York were just a female friend in New York. Leah got mad when she started driving recklessly. She stopped, slowed down to 50, which was when he was going to jump. And then as he had the door trying to get open, just started going and made those comments. It does not say what she had, but Waterman suffered a C6-7 fracture, cervical spine injury, clavicle fracture, femur fracture, hip dislocation, epidural hematoma, pneumothorax with pulmonary contusion, zygomatic and temporal contusion, and a talus fracture.
Jeez.
I don't even know what half of that stuff is.
I know, right?
Just, yeah.
Sounds fancy. I know the spine stuff a little bit. Your C's, everything's numbered. I just don't know exactly what the numbers are and stuff, I was just a basic. I don't know.
Regardless of
EMT, that's all.
The unborn child did survive. It was a little girl and was born after Daniel went through all this.
Went through it and passed?
Yeah, we'll get into it in a second.
Okay. Carry on.
Did you read It Was Dying Declaration already?
I don't have that part. Where we are, where you are, based on Daniel's extraordinary.
Oh, okay. Okay. Based on Daniel's extraordinary letterboard testimony, the entire trajectory of the investigation pivoted sharply. This was no longer an accident file. In July, Leah was arrested by authorities in an incredibly dramatic fashion, right as she arrived at the hospital to visit Daniel.
Initially, the state hit her with charges of reckless driving causing serious bodily injury and aggravated battery.
Just call her Leah. That's her last name.
Oh, yeah. Leah entered a plea of not guilty and was subsequently released back into the community after posting a $150,000 bond awaiting trial. This is one thing that I don't get, man, is they come up with these bonds and people get out on bond. Where do they get this kind of friggin' money?
Well, you made a collateral like your house or something like that, or.
So her parents probably had to put up that if they did.
Probably.
That would have had to have been her parents.
Yeah, they probably had
to. But they can also get a bondsman too, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how that works. Is that where
a certain percentage you have to pay of that,
and then you make payments?
Well, no, I mean you put up a certain percentage, and then the bondsman puts up the total, and then you get that back. Obviously, when you actually show for court.
So if you don't show, that's when they come after you.
And I'm sure there's some kind of fee associated with doing that as well.
Okay, because I used back in the day. I used to watch Dog. you know,
Oh my
bounty
gosh, I remember that.
hunter, and he was a trip.
And
you
I
know?
think, I don't know a lot about that either, but I've, from my understanding, I thought it was like they put up like 10% or 20% or whatever it was, and then they covered the chunk of it for you.
Gotcha.
That's got to be how a lot of them are doing it, because no one's just got, I got 150 G's just hanging in my account that I can.
Yeah. Hang on a minute. Do you take Visa, MasterCard?
They max out 7 credit cards. Yeah.
Oh, can make payments to your bondsman too. Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you, Unsafe. I did not realize that. Okay. Yeah, I don't know much about the bondsman stuff and that, but like I said, I used to watch Dog, but they don't really get into detail with it, you know. They just always show who they're going because they would always say that they like jump bail or something or skip bail.
Right.
I forget. I don't know. I'm assuming they don't show up to court.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. That's problematic.
All right. Go ahead.
So when she was arrested and charged, it does say that she was charged with the reckless driving. But it wasn't just reckless. It was the reckless driving with serious bodily harm and aggravated battery with the deadly weapon resulting in bodily harm in July. The state's key witness, the anchor of the entire prosecution, was going to be Daniel himself. Prosecutors were actively preparing for an unprecedented trial where a young man would testify from a hospital bed or a specialized wheelchair, using his letterboard to look a jury in the eye and recount the night his life was taken from him.
David, do you know if police were able to get any information from the car's black box? We can find out.
Yeah.
I don't think so, but we could find out. I don't know if they I don't know if they had to really look into that after, you know, Daniel saying what he said or spelling out what he spelled out, you know.
They probably could obtain records of like what the vehicle was doing, like you said before, you know, but
if they did, I don't know if it's released or not. We will check. There's a lot of, you know, information. So when you listen to this, you know, episode, we don't know everything, you know, with it. So, you know, we don't need people going, oh, learn your facts, blah, blah, blah. Listen, there's so much stuff, guys.
Not only that, this is an ongoing case. So we're going to have updates for it too.
I had a question too, or not really a question. I just didn't know this, that dangerous weapon can be considered the car.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that they call it that.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize that. I mean, I know a car's dangerous and it can kill, but I didn't realize that it was a, you know, weapon, quote unquote.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, anything could be. I mean, your television could be. I mean,
don't you talk about my monitors like that?
Depending on how you use it.
There's still a lot of information we won't know until the trial actually starts. I know they have another court date coming up in 40 days.
Oh, okay.
So in 40 days, we should have an update.
It's probably like a hearing, another
it's
hearing.
Started, yeah.
Because the start of the court trial hasn't started yet.
No, because in October, 8 long months after the crash, Daniel's body began to fail from the prolonged severe complications of his spinal injuries. His immune system couldn't fight back, and he contracted a severe case of pneumonia. On October 8th, Daniel Waterman passed away. Leah also ended up getting upgraded on her charges, but you'll cover that because I'm jumping forward.
Okay. With his passing, the legal landscape transformed overnight. The victim was gone, and the state of Florida immediately upgraded Leah's charges to vehicular homicide.
But a devastating, complex legal complication has emerged for Daniel's grieving family. Because Daniel passed away before he could take a formal stand in a courtroom, and before the defense could complete a full cross-examined deposition, his words are in legal limbo.
Prosecutors have explicitly informed the family that his letterboard statements, his final hard-fought words, may face intense legal hurdles regarding their admissibility as evidence in a trial. The defense will argue it constitutes inadmissible hearsay, stripping the jury of the right to hear Daniel's side of the story. God, I love when we talk court stuff. Love it. Yow.
Today, the case stands at a deeply painful crossroads. A father-to-be is gone, his athletic future and his life cut short at 22. His family is left fighting dual, agonizing battles in the Florida court system.
On one side, they are demanding criminal justice for Daniel's death in the upcoming vehicular homicide trial. On the other side, they are locked in a painful legal custody battle for the child Leah was carrying at the time of the crash. The baby Daniel desperately wanted to protect, and who now represents the absolute last remaining piece of his legacy on this earth.
She was born a few weeks after the crash.
Did anybody witness this thing? Like, where did it take place? Like, was this in like a residential area?
It was on the highway in
It was
Florida.
on the highway, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There was no other vehicles around.
Because it was in middle of the night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was
nobody else around.
Yeah, yep. Super Bowl night, and they were out late driving. So
Leah continues to maintain her innocence through her defense counsel, awaiting a trial date that will ultimately hinge heavily on a single monumental decision: whether a judge will allow a silent plastic letterboard to speak for a young man who can no longer speak for himself.
the fight for Daniel's voice continues in the courthouse, and the answers won't come easily. Yeah, so this is, I mean, there's not a whole lot at the moment right now. I mean, there is, but there's no trial and stuff yet too as well. So,
but we will keep it updated, and
yeah,
we're
definitely
trying to reach out. I've been trying to reach out to Daniel's sister, and see if we can get an interview with her as well, because she wants to talk more about it and get it more publicized, so we can try and
and if we eventually do interview her, we will let everybody know, and we will post that. Because it seems like when we interviewed Christine Russo, it was
huge for us.
It was different hear an actual family, member's side of it. Somebody that was extremely close to, Dom and stuff. So,
and it would be cool to have her on, or any of his family members, to talk about him.
Yeah. Next week we have a pretty intense case that we're going to cover. So just kind of letting everybody know, if it's a tough one to listen to, you might not want to be in on it. I'm not going to get into too many names, but we're going to be covering the sad story of a child that lost its life and had been taken from their mother in a not so appropriate way. I will leave it at that. There's a Netflix documentary out on it right now.
There's certainly no appropriate way, but I mean,
no, but I just meant like proper, proper as in giving birth.
Right.
This was not the correct way here. Yeah.
Yes.
David, thank you for saying that. We do great job.
I forgot to tell you guys, we got our first review on the podcast.
On where was it at?
On Facebook.
On Facebook. I did see that, and I forgot about that. Why don't you read that review?
So we wanted to say thank you to Joshua for this. This is fantastic. The Murder Podcast Show brings new light and information to crimes and murder mysteries with their investigative skills. Top-notch conversational abilities initiate debatable topics that aren't discussed on other podcasts. Their interviews and discussions leave the listener with insight and questions answered in an entertaining and educational fashion. I highly recommend.
This is a great guy.
Wow.
I really did not understand that we were like...
Wow. Oh. Thank you, Joshua, if you are listening right now or on the streaming apps. We do appreciate it, man.
How incredibly awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much for that.
Classroom Jackie said she was at somewhere out in the public at a location, and why don't you tell them about a random guy that recognized your voice?
I was out, I was at my day job, and I was talking to somebody, and someone came up behind and goes, "I have to ask you a quick question." And he asked if I was on iHeartRadio, and I said yes. And he goes, "You do a podcast, right?" I was like, "Yes." He goes, "Your voice, I recognized your voice." Nothing like starting to get recognized in public. It's kind of really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird at first,
it's
though.
pretty
It's
wild.
like, huh? You're talking to the wrong person,
No, it's not
That's
me.
that's what I would say. I'd be like, no, that's not me.
Yeah. My name's actually Ted. So I don't understand who this Tim guy is you speak
Well,
of.
I'm Martha. Did you know that?
Yeah. But anyways, guys, we tell you every week, but we can't stress it enough that we do appreciate all the support, the likes, follows, subscribes, shares, everything that you
The
guys
comments
do.
and recommendations,
Yeah.
you guys are amazing.
It does add, comments and likes. My girlfriend, she does all that and works for, I don't even know if I can say who or not, if she'll.
She has a really cool job.
Yeah, she has a
We'll
really,
just leave it at
really
that.
cool job. Unless she tells me in the chat, I can. But she has a really cool job, and she understands how that whole thing works with. What do they call that when you get in the
algorithm?
Yes, she understands how that all works, and she's been explaining it to me a lot. And it's pretty wild how it works and how the whole AI is in on it with it too, and it reads everything,
Well, that's the really cool thing is our Facebook actually let me know our reels, the stuff that I'm putting on our Facebook, is performing 626% better than a lot of the people doing the same things as us.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Isn't that cool, you guys?
Yeah, it is.
We're still learning though. I mean, even if you go back to our first episode,
oh God,
you remember that just we're wearing like an earplug. And like,
oh my God, those headphones kept falling out of my ear.
There's wires going everywhere. And
we were sitting in computer chairs. There was no actual studio. Like, we had the desk and computer chairs, and then now look at us.
Shit, we're just going to take some microphones and do some stuff at things, and we're going to talk and see where it goes,
Thank you, Unsafe David and Cake Maker. We do appreciate it, guys. But yeah.
And thanks for being our A1s from day one.
Yeah, you guys definitely are.
Seriously.
You guys are always continuously here every single week, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, we do a membership thing down the road. I think they automatically get into that for being the first people every week.
Yeah,
since we started.
I know the mod will, so I know Unsafe will because she's a mod. I know the mods do.
I do too.
Automatically.
I'll probably have to pay for mine.
No, we can just make you a mod.
Talking about? Just make your name on there like Jim Bill and the Hornet Flies or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I pulled that right.
Criminology Christopher Thieve.
But yeah, we do appreciate it. Definitely. I don't know why I hit the table. It felt right to do though. But what I'm thinking we are going to do tonight. So I had mentioned at the end of last week's episode, whoever listened to it, that when we hit 500, subs here on the YouTube, we become monetized and we can start opening up memberships, which I would have a couple different tiered packages. The cheapest one would probably be like 99 cents a month. And you can break down for different things in there and perks and stuff like that. So what I want to do, and Chris had brought this idea to me a month or so ago back, is we will do a show once a month for members only after the stream every Saturday. Not every Saturday, sorry, once a month after the show on Saturdays. This show will be called The Afterlife, okay? And what it'll be is we will end this one, and then I will create the Afterlife one, pretty much the same spot where you find this at. You'll join it, and then what it is just going to literally be us bullshitting and talking about anything non-crime related.
And get to know us.
And all that, so that's pretty much it. So I'm going to test this tonight. So I'm going to end this stream here in just a couple of minutes, and then I will create the next one here. I will probably set it for 9 o'clock. So in 15 minutes, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, it'll be up there. Jump in, and I want to try it for like 30 minutes or so and see how it goes and if you guys like it. Those episodes will not be posted on the streaming platforms. They will only be available to see here on the YouTube channel if you are a member. So I'm going to try it tonight and let's see how it goes. So I will end this and look for the Afterlife episode in about 15 minutes at 9 o'clock, okay? And
we can't wait to see you guys.
We will give it a shot here. And if you don't like it, fuck off. Anyways.
Or we may not like it.
We may not like it too, but you don't know until you try it. So, anyways,
just
guys,
exploring some things and some stuff.
As far as the Murder Podcast Show, we will see you next week, the same time on Saturday. And for those of you that want to jump in on the Afterlife episode here in 15 minutes, we will see you then. Until then, I will have Classroom Jackie take us out of here.
Same crime time, same crime place.
Good night, everybody.
See ya.
Goodbye.